Commissioners meeting. On behalf of all the Board of Commissioners, we thank you for being with us. And we will call this meeting to order and have roll call. Okay, thank you. And if you would, let's rise, and Commissioner Brown's going to have our invocation.
Dear Heavenly Lord, thank you so much for this day, for this new year, and to all be gathered in this room tonight to put you first, Lord. Thank you for the opportunity to serve you through the county business. We ask that everything that come before us tonight, we have open hearts, open minds, and we put you first, Lord. We lay everything that are on our hearts and on our families' hearts at your feet. We ask that you bless all of our desires in this room. Lord, we love you. We give this evening to you. In your name we boldly pray. Amen.
If you would, remain standing, and I'm going to invite Kedriana Howard from Aiden Grifton up to introduce herself, and she'll lead us in the pledge.
Good evening. My name is Kedriana Howard. I'm a senior at Aiden Grifton High School. I'm currently serving as a battalion commander of the Aiden Grifton High School JROTC. Thank you for having me this evening. At this time, please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Thank you and have a good evening.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the agenda. A motion and a second. Please vote. Madam Manager, do we have any public addresses?
There are none signed up.
Okay, great. We'll move on to presentations. And we have two. We have the resolution of appreciation and honoring Tim Daniels, and we have the proclamation for recognizing human trafficking awareness. We need to vote on both of those, please, and then we'll go down. Have a motion and a second? Got a motion here, second. Okay, please vote on that. Okay.
Tim Daniels would come forward. And anyone you brought with you.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, and those watching by audience, it is my pleasure to read a resolution of appreciation to Tim Daniels honoring his service with Pitt County government, and it reads, whereas Tim Daniels began his dedicated service to Pitt County on May 9, 1994. And whereas throughout more than 31 years of service, Tim consistently demonstrated an extraordinary work ethic, always willing to take on any task required to complete work orders with a positive attitude, strong determination, and an unwavering commitment to excellence. And whereas Tim's exceptional skills in operating heavy equipment, including backhoes, tractors, and lawnmowers, set a high standard of proficiency and reliability for his team. And whereas his enthusiasm for equipment operation never wavered, even in the most challenging conditions, including extreme heat and icy cold weather, exemplifying his dedication to the job. And whereas Tim was always willing to share his knowledge, generously offering his time to teach, mentor, and support others, inspiring team members through both his expertise and encouraging spirit. And whereas Tim Daniels is widely regarded as a great coworker and an even better person, known for his positive attitude, strong character, and willingness to help others at every opportunity. And whereas Tim concluded his distinguished career with Pitt County government on December 1st, 2025, leaving behind a legacy of service, professionalism, and goodwill. Now therefore be it resolved that the Pitt County Board of Commissioners hereby recognizes and honors Tim Daniels for his exemplary service to Pitt County and extends its deepest appreciation for his dedication, hard work, and positive impact on the Buildings and Grounds Department and the community it serves. Adopted this 12th day of January 2026, signed by Mark C. Smith, Chairman, and attested by Kimberly Hines, Clerk to the Board. Mr. Chairman, if you will present that.
Mr. Daniels, on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, we thank you for your service. Yes, sir.
Let's get a picture before you go. You got it. Yep, and you can face that outward. Slide this way. Thank you so much. And if Pam Strickland and anyone else here associated with human trafficking would come forward. Great to see you. Yes.
This is our chair.
Excellent. Our elected district attorney, Ferris Dixon, joining. And I am pleased, as we do every January, to read to you the Human Trafficking Awareness and Prevention Month resolution, and it reads, whereas human trafficking involves the recruitment, harboring, transportation, provision, buying or selling of human beings for their service of labor or commercial sex through the use of force, fraud, or coercion. And whereas human trafficking violates basic human rights and deprives victims of human dignity and freedom. And whereas human trafficking is a national problem, with North Carolina being ranked 9th in the country for prevalence in human trafficking. And whereas in Pitt County, the Pitt County Human Trafficking Multidisciplinary Team responds to local victimization at increasing rates. And whereas sex buyers are the reason that children and adults are being groomed and recruited by traffickers into the exploitive sex industry. And whereas our community must hold accountable those people who purchase sex, exploit workers, and those people who look the other way. And whereas the Pitt County Coalition Against Human Trafficking seeks to eradicate human trafficking by empowering organizations and individuals through collaboration, leadership, and training. And whereas NC Stop Human Trafficking, ECU Health, Daughters of Worth, Pitt County Sheriff's Office, the Greenville Police Department, the Center for Family Violence Prevention, and many other organizations are active members of the Pitt County Coalition Against Human Trafficking and Pitt County Human Trafficking Multidisciplinary Team. And whereas Pitt County is committed to protecting people vulnerable to human trafficking and acting to end human trafficking by holding the sex buyers and traffickers accountable. And whereas the Pitt County Courthouse cupola was lit blue on Sunday, January 11th, 2026, to observe Human Trafficking Awareness Day. Now therefore be it resolved that the Pitt County Board of Commissioners do hereby proclaim January 2026 as Human Trafficking Awareness and Prevention Month in Pitt County and commend its observance to all citizens. Signed by Chairman Mark Smith. If you will present this to Pam Strickland.
Sure. On behalf of the Board of Commissioners, thank you both for your hard work on this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you for having us. Great. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Okay, next up is items for report. I'll invite Russell Hill up for the tax collection report.
Good evening, Chairman Smith, Commissioners, Manager Gallagher. This evening I present to you the December tax collection report. The fiscal year combined tax collection rate through December 31st for real and personal property was 81.74%. The combined rate 1 year ago for real and personal property was 81.36%. Pitt County Tax Administration continues to pursue all outstanding taxes using the necessary remedies available through the North Carolina General Statutes. If there are any questions, I'm happy to answer them. If not, it's my recommendation to approve the tax collection report as presented.
Okay, any questions? Do I hear a motion?
Move to approve.
Got a motion, here a second, okay? Please vote. Thank you, Russell, for your report.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll invite Michael Hardy up for the ARPA update.
Good evening to the board. Tonight I brought an update for the ARPA fund. First of all, the Pitt County received $35.107 million. A couple items with the ARPA fund, they had to be encumbered or obligated by the December 31st, 2024 date. All the funds must be liquidated for the ARPA fund by December 31st, 2026. As we're moving into these grant reconciliation period for the ARPA funds, we'll be seeing what's unexpended, anything that we need to do from an ordinance standpoint, update any type of slight or small reversions that we may have. So this first slide, you'll see that this is a broad cost center summary. You'll see that on the left side of the screen, you'll see the total amount, $35.107 million. We've currently expended to date $33.765. We do have a slight pending obligation that we will be liquidating by that December 31st, 2026 deadline. So you can see right now with a couple of, as far as what's available, or essentially unobligated, which is being just a small amount, with some of these being just small contingencies that we incurred through some of these projects. But you can see on the left side of the screen, some of the different cost centers are essentially the purpose of what the money was being spent for, such as the broadband, the community health, employee health and safety, housing and homelessness, business and employment assistance, water and sewer infrastructure, and then some of the ARP administration, or essentially overhead items we had with this actual grant administration. This next slide simply takes all what you saw on the previous slide, the cost summary, and this is more the detailed side of it. You can see once again the cost allocation is at the the total cost on the left side of the screen is right at $35.107 million. You'll see expended, which would equal that $33 million. What's left is the pending obligation, which we will be liquidating by that December 31st, 2026 deadline. You'll see on the left side the broad categories as you'll work your way down the sheet, but a few of them, such as you can see in the broadband, the actual project of the GREAT, which is the Growing Rural Economies with the Addition of Technology grant, as far as that broadband of adding to rural communities. Then you'll see right below it the 2 community centers. You can see we expended for those 2 community centers $15.686 million. And then down below in the employee health, you'll see the various different projects, such as you see the courthouse improvement project, that was $1.678 million. We also had EMS equipment. These were EMS vehicles, ambulances that we purchased with these ARPA funds. And then down below, you can see the various housing and homelessness categories there are, and the total amounts that we spent on the temporary housing and the sheltering is during utilizing these ARPA funds. And then down below, you can see the various business and employee assistance, which is the not-for-profits that we distributed monies utilizing these ARPA funds. And then down below, the different infrastructure projects, such as the City of Greenville Utility Project and then the Town of Ayden Utility Project. And then we just had some, at the very bottom, some of the administrative costs. We've essentially funded some of the salary costs of some of the positions during this time. Leaving on the right side of the screen, you can see what we have left is right at $38,000. With the pending obligation, we'll be liquidating that by the December 31st, 2026 deadline. Are there any questions? If not, I will ask this to be recommended to be approved as presented.
Any questions?
Yes, I have questions.
Okay, Commissioner.
Especially on the housing, the homeless. We have, I see, what, at 37?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you plan to spend that? And when I thought we did not have any more funds for the homeless program.
For this particular project with the housing improvement and replacement project, $37,000 essentially, when we were building out that project, there was some inherent contingency built into all the projects. A lot of projects were going into that $1.36 million project. The contingency was built in. Some of the costs with a lot of things that we're purchasing may have not came in at what the estimated cost was. And at that point, the actual cost incurred was that $38,000 less than what we anticipated. Due to the obligation date has passed, the 38,000 would be one of the items that we'd have to revert back.
Okay. So literally, we don't have any money left, it's obligated. Is that what you're saying?
At this point,
At this point?
any type of available budget would have had to been encumbered by the December 31st, 2024 deadline. So whenever these costs were spanning across that actual encumbrance deadline, when they came in less than what was anticipated, at that point you had not many options to be able to apply it elsewhere. So it would be, that particular money would actually have to revert. Does that answer?
I'm not sure. You're saying the money's gonna have to be reverted?
The remaining unobligated $38,000 or $37,350 in that particular project.
That's,
So you can see, if you go back to the previous slide, you can see the housing homelessness. You can see 3.474 million is what we essentially had for that particular project or that particular broad category. We spent 3.437 million. So with all the various projects that went into that, when we went across that December 31st, 2024 deadline, essentially those costs that went across that deadline, some of those may have not come in as what we anticipated, leaving what was left at 37,000.
so we didn't plan well enough to spend all of the money? Is that
Well,
what you're saying?
Well, essentially during this time with the variance in cost, it's hard to always determine what those costs will be for a project. And you always build in contingency because you do not want to actually allot so many dollars and then actually go beyond what you were going to spend. Do you want?
If I could, Commissioner Huggins, maybe explain a little bit about that extra money. So we did, as far as the housing side of things, we did replacement housing and repairs to houses. So we had to enter into contracts with the home provider at the December 24 deadline. We factored in contingency money because anytime you're working in construction, you always have unknowns. So we factored in 20% of the cost of that. We did dip into some of the contingency funds, but we did not need all of the contingency funds. So that led to the overage and what we have to send back.
I understand that, but I don't like having money
I understand,
left over.
but we couldn't,
That we
once
could've
we
used.
realized that we were not gonna spend all the money, the way ARPA was working, you had to obligate the funds and have it under contract. So we couldn't, after that 24 deadline, we couldn't go back and have a new contract created to spend that additional fund.
I understand what you're saying,
So, all right,
but the money is still,
And the only thing I'd add to that is looking at all of these numbers, out of $35.1 million, we are very, very close to the mark. There isn't anybody, unless they over-obligated through poorer planning and ran short, who would hit that to the penny when you're planning a project 2 years ahead of time.
yeah. I know what you're saying, but there's so many needs still left out there.
Jim? Any other questions?
Any other commissioner questions? I hear a motion to approve this.
I'll make a motion.
We've got a motion here, a second. Okay, please vote. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate your
Thank you.
report. Okay, Madam Manager, you are up next.
Yes, I have a short report for you. Your next meeting date is January 26th in this room at 8:30 in the morning. That'll be a combined workshop on your capital budget and strategic planning. The way that agenda is looking from 8:30 to 9:30, you'll hear about strategic planning first. You'll get a report from Karen Wichard, where she will present to you the proposed mission statement, vision statement, values, and objectives going forward before she prepares her final report. That will run from about 8:30 to 9:30, and then we'll transition into your capital budgeting, where you'll hear from Michael Hardy about the projects recommended and not recommended, and then you'll have an opportunity to hear from Pitt County Schools and Pitt Community College and discuss before you're released before noon that day. And then on February 2nd will be your regular meeting following that in this same room. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., we'll recognize our employees with 5-year milestones in service. So all commissioners are welcome to attend if you're able. Reminder that county offices will be closed next Monday to celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And on chairman appointments, just a reminder to let you know that those chairman appointments have been provided to you in your weekly packet or late at your place setting. And that's all that I have.
Okay, thank you, Madam Manager. We'll move on to items for consent. We have a motion to approve those.
Move to approve the items for consent.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Nunley. I hear a second.
Second.
All right, please vote. And we'll move on to items for decision. First up is the Mideast Commission Regional Digital Inclusion Plan. Michael Taylor and Jamie Heath.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm here to present the Mideast Region Digital Inclusion Plan. My name is Jamie Heath. I'm a planner with the Mideast Commission Council of Governments. This digital inclusion plan was funded through Band NC, which is a part of NC State University's Institute for Emerging Issues, and Band NC stands for Building a New Digital Economy in North Carolina. The goal of Band NC is to equip counties and regions with the tools to build more digitally equitable communities. Band NC provides technical assistance and planning capacity to support every county in developing and implementing a digital inclusion plan. So our planning process, our plan was done on the regional level. In addition to Pitt County, the Mideast Commission also serves Beaufort County, Martin, Bertie, and Hertford counties, so those were the other counties that are a part of this plan. The steering committee was developed to guide this planning process. The committee included a diverse range of participants, which included local governments, broadband support organizations, organizations serving vulnerable populations like minorities, seniors, and the reentry population, institutes of higher education, economic development, workforce development, healthcare, internet service providers, cooperative extensions, social services, chambers of commerce, private businesses, faith-based organizations, and community institutions such as libraries and senior centers. In total, there were 99 steering committee members from across the region, including participants from Pitt County. And just to recognize people from Pitt County that served on that committee, we had Mike Taylor, the county's Chief Information Officer and Deputy County Manager, Commissioner Melvin McLawhorn, Ms. Veronica Robertson from the Winterville Town Council, Rebecca Cavanis from the Winterville Chamber of Commerce, Matt Stevens from Pitt County Cooperative Extension, Ernest Lee and Sheila Black Ormond from Pitt Community College, Richard Zeck from Pitt County Council on Aging, and Harvey White from Pitt County Department of Social Services. Our committee met 7 times between August 2024 and May 2025. We had hybrid meetings in person at the Telecenter in Williamston with a virtual option also available. Meetings were usually 2 to 2.5 hours in length, and information was disseminated by email between meetings. The NC Department of Information Technology's Digital Equity Survey was used as the public survey for the planning process. Steering committee members played a strong role in gathering responses from community members, and a total of 389 residents responded to the survey. There were 3 public open houses and 2 focus groups held to obtain additional public input around digital inclusion priorities and needs in local communities. One of those was held in Pitt County. Public input was a strong driving factor in the development of goals, objectives, implementation strategies, and priority projects. The vision statement for the plan is a digitally inclusive Mideast region where every individual has equitable access to affordable and reliable internet, digital skills training, essential devices, and support services, fostering economic growth, education, and quality of life for all communities. The mission statement of the plan: North Carolina's Mideast region is dedicated to bridging the digital divide by ensuring that every resident, regardless of background, demographics, geography, or socioeconomic status, has equitable access to essential technology and skills needed to thrive in the digital age. By leveraging local partnerships and resources, we will provide broadband infrastructure, affordable, high-quality internet access, digital skills programs, essential devices, and support services that empower our community members to overcome barriers, enhance educational and economic opportunities, and improve their quality of life. Together, we strive to build connected and inclusive communities where every individual has the tools and opportunities to fully participate in the digital economy and society. We had goals, objectives, and detailed implementation actions. I just have the goals here. Under Access to Devices goal, increase the number of residents in the Mideast region who have access to an affordable device that meets their needs and allows them to fully participate in the digital landscape. Affordability, increase access to low-cost or no-cost broadband across the Mideast region through stipend or subsidy programs and services. Availability, improve and increase broadband connectivity throughout the Mideast region to provide residents and businesses access to reliable, high-speed broadband service. Digital skills, develop technology support and educational programming that meets a variety of needs and accommodates all skill levels, empowering community members to gain the necessary skills to fully participate in the digital world. Implementation resources, build structure and organization to support long-term digital inclusion success and to empower partners to create their own digital inclusion programs and partnerships. And we have priority project profiles as part of the plan, which we've tried to make as grant-ready as possible. And those priority projects are Device Access Program, Device Repair and Technical Support Program, Internet Subsidy Program, Cell Tower Infrastructure Expansion, Improve the Quality of Broadband Networks, Resiliency Backup Networks, Broadband Infrastructure Expansion, Public Access Locations, Digital Skills Training, Workforce Development Program Integration, Advocacy Coalition, Coalition of Churches, Digital Skilling Coalition, Implementation Resources Portal, and Public Informational Portal. This plan is available on the Mideast Commission website at mideastcom.org, or if you Google Mideast Commission, that will come up. Any community organizations that are interested in joining the Implementation Committee, which is meeting virtually monthly, can contact me at the email or phone number there. I'd be happy to answer any questions, and there is an adoption resolution in your packet for consideration.
Okay, any questions? Okay, Commissioner?
On that last slide, you asked about community organizations. How did you seek to have community organizations join it if they had questions? How did you go out advertising that particular slide? That spot?
Yes, so when we were developing the plan, we basically called or emailed around to all the senior centers and libraries and all of the institutes of higher education in the region as well. And if there were any other organizations that we thought would play a broadband support role, like any nonprofit organizations, we reached out to those as well. We did not locate any nonprofit organizations in Pitt County that were doing broadband education to reach out to, but of course, if there are any, we would love to add them to the implementation committee. But that's kind of the organizations that we reached out to, and we just called, emailed them, and asked them if they'd be interested in serving on the committee.
Was there any municipalities that you contacted?
Yes, we tried to have at least one municipality from each county participate, and we had Winterville, we had Miss Veronica Robertson, and a staff member from the chamber over there participate.
You didn't go out in the rural area for any of those?
There were definitely some smaller rural towns in some of the counties that participated. We tried to get at least one town in every county to participate, and we did have like close to 100 people on the steering committee, so we also didn't want the committee to get like so large that it was unmanageable as well.
And so you selected Winterville?
Well, Winterville, the reason Winterville was selected is because the commissioners that we started with were the commissioners that were on our Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy Committee, because the expanding more on broadband and digital inclusion planning was kind of a goal of that committee. And the commissioner from Winterville was on that committee for Pitt County, so that's, it kind of grew out of that economic development planning, so that's how we ended up contacting Winterville first in Pitt County. Any municipality or any nonprofit organization or anybody who's active in this space in the county is certainly able to use this plan to apply for grant applications to support their projects. And if there's any additional municipalities interested in being involved, we certainly would love to have them on the implementation committee, so that's still open to anybody.
It's still open?
Yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Any other commissioner questions? What's the pleasure of the board?
Move approval.
A second.
Got a motion and a second. Let's vote on that, please. Okay, thank you, Ms. Heath. Appreciate you coming out this evening.
Thank you all.
All right, I'll invite Jonas Hill, Tim Corley up for the interlocal agreement.
Hi, good evening, Chair, members of the board. Glad to be in front of you this evening. This next item is an interlocal agreement with the town of Farmville to administer their building code, the North Carolina Building Code requirements, as well as the flood damage prevention ordinance. They have taken this to their board and have approved it. All fees that will be collected will be used by our inspections department. We anticipate those fees will cover any and all employee resources that we need to provide these services. So we're asking tonight for approval to move forward with this interlocal agreement to provide those services to the town of Farmville. I've got Dean Burbidge, our chief building inspector here, as well as Jonas Hill, if there are any questions regarding any of the particulars.
Okay, any commissioner questions for Tim?
I have one. Hey, sir, are you saying that the money that we get for the permits for building will cover the people we have employed right now so that we won't have to hire another person?
Well, what we'll do is we will, so our fees are a little higher than what Farmville's are, but the fees that we collect, anticipated fees that we collect from Farmville based on the last 2 years of their permits, will cover an employee if Dean deems it necessary to hire someone. They only had a part-time employee that was doing their inspections. And so if Dean determines that an extra employee or a half employee is needed, then we'll do it at that time. The way that the inspections office works is there's legislation where the monies that come in for permits and inspections has to be utilized for that same purpose. And so that is a healthy fund right now, and so we will have funds available and come to you for another position if it's deemed necessary to do based on workload. That changes obviously based on economy. We just got a bunch of, a whole subdivision for Farmville actually, which is I think approximately $200,000 just in permit fees that will be collected over the life of that subdivision. So that's a fluid thing as far as how much workload we have permit-wise as well as inspections. So.
And you don't see that overloading the inspectors we have now for the rest of the county?
I don't believe so. We actually have a position that's floating right now within inspections that we could hire someone today if we wanted to. So we're in a good position.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions from commissioners? Commissioner Brown?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Do we provide this service for other municipalities?
We do
currently?
everywhere but Winterville and Greenville.
Everywhere?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep. So all, Winterville and Greenville are the only municipalities that have their own building inspectors.
Okay.
We do the rest of the county and all the other municipalities.
Okay. Thank you.
And Tim, would you go ahead and share the relative volume?
I will. Give me 1 second. Let me grab that. Sorry, I should have had those with me. And I can pass these out if you'd like to see them. So as you get these, you'll see we're only able to collect the data from April because of our new EPL software. Our old software, it was going to be very difficult to actually collect the data. So this is just representative of April through December of '25. So you'll see the Pitt County limits approximately 2,400 permits and 3,600 inspections, and then the relative inspection fees. So you'll see Ayden is basically the first municipality that, where the growth is, that is where the most growth is in Pitt County. That's where the most fees are being collected and the most permits and inspections are being issued. You do see, I will note, you will see some Farmville inspections. It's based on zip code, so there are some zip codes that are not within the Farmville city limits that show up on this. Don't let that confuse you there. But again, this is just April through December, just for representation.
I have a question there.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not a municipality, let's see if I can think of one. Belleville. How would they be found?
That would fall under the Pitt County, the second to the last line there that says Pitt County.
Okay,
That would be all the unincorporated areas of Pitt County.
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, we've got a motion on the floor to approve. To hear a second. Got a second? Let's vote.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it. All right, we are at the end here. We will start to my right with commissioner comments. Commissioner Brown? We do have a closed session.
Yes, just a
We'll get
happy
to it,
birthday
sorry.
to Commissioner Manning. Other than that, I do not have anything.
Thank you, Commissioner Brown. Commissioner,
I don't have a comment.
you sure?
Don't ask her twice.
I've already asked them about the air conditioning.
Okay. Commissioner Holloman.
No comment.
Commissioner Manning, happy birthday to you, sir.
Yes, sir, and thank you for all the well wishes.
Yes, sir.
Been a good day.
Awesome. Commissioner Nunley? Okay. Commissioner Huggins?
Happy New Year to everybody.
Okay. Commissioner?
Happy New Year and happy birthday, Sheriff.
Okay, I will let the county attorney read our closed session statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's been suggested this body go into closed session under the following grounds. One, to consult with the attorney employed or retained by the public body in order to preserve attorney-client privilege under North Carolina General Statute 143, 11A3, which privilege is hereby acknowledged. Two, to establish or instruct the public body staff concerning the position to be taken in negotiating acquisition of property under North Carolina General Statute 143, 11A5. Three, to discuss matters related to the location or expansion of industry under North Carolina General Statute 143, 11A4. And four, to prevent the disclosure of information that is not considered a public record under North Carolina General Statute 143, 10.
Thank you, Matt. We have a motion and a second to go into closed session.
Second.
Motion and a second, please vote. Mr. Jones.
He's for our closed session. He's the guy from DEQ.
Okay, welcome back. We're back in from closed session.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion to approve the closed session minutes from December 15th.
Good, got a motion to approve in a second. Please cast your vote. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. We got a motion and a second. Please vote unless you don't want to leave.
No, Chris isn't here.
Okay, thank you.